Hey, E, put the beat on. Hey, Taylor, you like this joint?
Yeah, this beat hard.
Yeah, you sure you like this joint? You would tell me if you didn't, right?
Oh yeah, of course. No, this gonna go hard.
All right, cool. This my man Scotty Pimpin' joint.
Oh, okay, all right then.
Matter of fact, I got something for this.
Got something like what?
Welcome to the top shelf, where the flavor's so hot, but you will not melt. About to take you on a ride like you never felt. Up and down, real smooth like a carousel. Moving in our own lane, no parallel. Everybody needs sleep, it's good for your health. If you stuck like Chuck, I might have to help. Cause we talk sports, life, and everything else.
It's on a podcast.
What's cracking, ladies and gentlemen? We're back, and we thank you as always for tuning into S.L.E.E.P, the Sports, Life, and Everything Else podcast.
Wow.
Presented by the Away Team and coming to you from the top shelf. This is Season 4, Episode 1. My name is Michael Roberts, a.k.a. Mike on the mic, and I'm joined here by my co-host, Mr. Taylor Suber.
Yo.
Taylor, how you doing?
Can't complain. I'm doing all right, man. We back in the building.
That's what's up. And our one and only producer, Mr. E. David.
What up? It's good to have my boys back in the building. What's happening?
Yep.
Chilling, trying to get back to business, trying to get back to making them donuts, and you know how that go.
Yes, sir.
The Krispy Kreme donuts or the Dunkin' donuts?
We could do the Krispy Kremes because they be lined up for them Krispy Kremes.
Yo, if you ever been in the South and you see that hot light come on, me and my lady just had this discussion about the difference between Dunkin' and Krispy Kreme. But
yes, sir.
We ain't gonna get into that, but
Blueberry donuts at Dunkin', that's it. Get out of here with that Krispy Kreme stuff.
What you mean?
It's a fake donuts, man.
Wow,
Wait
you got
a second.
hatred towards Krispy
Wait a
Kremes,
second.
Taylor?
They're not good.
Wow,
You crazy.
Yeah.
Don't go down south talking that mess.
That's deep.
They'll get you because people wait outside Krispy for
I know
the
they do.
hot light.
They used to have one up here, and they used to be waiting out there like crackheads. Man.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Them Krispy Kremes be having them fiending.
Shaking and stuff and all that.
Uh-huh.
Out there without no car.
Krispy Kremes be calling names.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, well, it's good. My boys is back.
Yeah.
Let's
Yes, sir.
get into it, Mike.
We in here.
Taylor, they're here. Welcome back to the Sports, Life, and Everything Else podcast with my boys, Mike and Taylor.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You can follow us on Twitter and IG at S.L.E.E.P is for you. That's S.L.E.E.P.I.S, the number 4YOU. Subscribe and listen to new or old podcast episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Podbean, or TuneIn Radio. Honestly, the best place to find us right now is either Spotify or TuneIn Radio. The other sites are being a little funny. But like episodes, leave comments, show love, show hate. As always, we here for all of it, any of it, whatever you want to give us, we good. Our website, sleepersforyou.com, is currently under construction, so check back for that soon. For now, IG is the best route to keep up on what we got going on. And before we get into it, I have to address the elephant in the room. Unfortunately, we've been on hiatus for over a year at this point, and it's due to be honest, some serious family drama that I'm not going to go into detail about because, that's family stuff. But just know that things are smooth as a bowling ball right about now, and we're ready to roll. So
He's back.
We won't be ghosting y'all again.
That's all that counts. We're back.
Yes, sir.
We are back. Do you know how whack Sundays was? I used to come set up, and nothing was coming. My lady be like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, they going."
I was getting tired of playing Madden, too, so.
Yeah, I mean, for those that didn't know, Sunday is our official record day. We usually get the episodes up Mondays, Tuesdays at the latest. But be on the lookout for that. Our showtime this evening is 4:50 p.m. So let's spin. We're going to start with some NBA conversation. Getting into local news, talking about the Sixers. The Sixers have been rolling as of late. They are on a West Coast trip right now, but they're currently in first place in the Eastern Conference.
As of now.
Yeah, as of now.
Like a half game, one game.
Literally because of a game, I believe, yesterday.
Yeah.
2 games yesterday. The Sixers are 46-27. The Heat, who are now in second place, are 47-28. So they are like
fighting in the huddle
right there.
Yeah.
Is it me, or does it feel like the Sixers are starting to give you that Eagles feeling, that make your chest hurt because 1 minute,
Not me. I mean, I think they're going to be a good team, but I don't know what it is, man. There's always going to be I don't want to say on the Sixers end or even or all the team. It always like an injury that always flips the playoffs. It's always one injury.
Yeah.
Sometimes two.
Sometimes there's a few.
You know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? So not saying it's going to be from the Sixers, but it's always a one injury is going to flip the whole series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the whole West Coast and East Coast. So I'm not saying from what team, but it always happens late. Like in the last 10 games. You be like, dang, that team was good. And all of a sudden, or somebody comes back. You know what I mean? So you never know.
And I'm not going to lie. Sometimes watching Joel go up for a dunk, I like if he do a jump, but when he be doing that, I'm leaping from like the 3-point line or the top of the key dunk. It just makes me very, very, very nervous.
Well, I can tell over the past couple, they have taught him kind of like in skiing, they teach you how to fall. He doesn't fall like crazy. Like I remember back, he would just be flopping, and then when he hit the ground, you'd be like, oh my. Now when he hits the ground, he's on his, you know what I mean, for lack of better words, hits on, you know what I mean, the behind is the softest part, you know what I mean, go down. You don't want to be falling on your side, on your shoulders and all that stuff. As long as he's falling on his behind, he'll be all right.
Yep.
Fall on that keister, you'll be cool.
And the Sixers are currently riding a 3-game win streak after beating Miami. They beat the Lakers, and then they beat the Clippers.
No, they didn't beat the Clippers. They gave them that free smoke. They got annihilated.
And later this evening, actually, by the time the show comes out, the Sixers will have played the first place team in the Western Conference, the Phoenix Suns.
That's going to be a nice game.
But yeah, it looks like that's going to be a pretty good game. It's going to be in Phoenix, out in the desert.
Yep.
And it's this evening at 6 o'clock.
Good test to see if they nice or not.
Yeah, but the Sixers should be going into tonight healthy.
I think
as far as Embiid and
Chris
Harden
Paul
go.
back too.
Yeah, Chris Paul is back. He's been back for a few games now.
Yeah, now they definitely about to start losing now. They was doing good without him.
What you think about our bench?
The Sixers bench?
You think the Sixers bench stepped up a little bit?
I think the Sixers bench has some solid contributions, especially coming from a guy like George Niang, who can step in and he can shoot. He can play some pretty solid defense. He can go to the basket if you need to. He's pretty solid from the free throw line. He's a sturdy guy coming off the bench. They got Shake Milton back recently. It looks like he's back rolling in the form.
Yeah, he scored 20 in that game when everybody sat out a couple of days ago. He had 20 points and like 6 and like 5 assists, something like that. He was close. He was trending up towards a triple-double. Yeah, he had a really good game. He's got to be more consistent, though. He's been in and out of the lineup. Then he had the COVID. So he's got to get back to what he was last year. Last year he was averaging close to like 13 points a game, and then saved him in the game against Atlanta. I think it was game 2 or 3 when Ben Simmons was crying acting like I don't know what it was, but he came. Shake Milton came through in the clutch and actually helped to win the game last year. So he's got the most experience off the bench. So I think they need a little bit more from him. They can squeeze a little bit some juice out of him, and I think they should be all right. They're going to get 90 points from the starting 5 or the 4. You know what I mean? They're going to get 20. You're going to get 30 from Embiid. You'll get your 25 from Harden. You can get 20 from what's his name, Maxey, and you get in between 15 to 20 points from Tobias if you can, if he can wake up. That's about 90 points right there. So you just need the bench to score 15, 20. That's it, and you're going to win the game. That's it. If you break it down like that, you'll be straight.
I believe Tobias is the key, though.
He's been playing a little bit better.
He has to stay consistent.
Yeah,
he does. But he has to find his groove and his space to move around in, because with Embiid kind of working a little more in the paint to the free throw area, obviously drifting out to 3-point sometimes, but mostly working in that area now. Harden working outside of the paint, driving. It leaves fewer lanes for Tobias Harris to work in. But Taylor was saying that he thinks Tobias should kind of just hang out in the corner.
Be in the corner,
and,
brother.
And catch them threes.
Be in the corner and shoot
because
that jumper.
He don't shoot that corner three that good.
Well, he better learn because
I mean, honestly he a downhill guy. They got to find a way to. I don't know.
If he's playing downhill, he's going to be getting in people's way. The best way for him to do it, he's going to have to change. I mean, that's the whole NBA. You got to change your game up. He got to get to the corner and just be a threat to shoot that. He did it a couple nights ago where he was just in the corner shooting that three, and a couple times he pump faked and went in, and the guy fouled him. So he just got to learn. He got to kind of stay out that middle because that's where James Harden. They running that pick and roll. That is crazy. Like it works
that's what I was
every
just about
night.
to say. That the pick and roll is something that James Harden runs, and that's where
they do it on the weak side. The strong, it's crazy. Like it's like as soon as he drives and it's a wrap. You don't need Tobias Harris in the middle no more. What you doing is like B- stuff. What we doing is A++. Like it works every time.
Yeah.
Like everyone flows to James Harden, and then you got Embiid flying to the basket. That's gonna work every time. I mean, I haven't seen it work that good since Malone and Stockton was doing it. And they do these guys are doing it. It's crazy, man. Like I saw the other night, I was impressed. I mean, the Lakers couldn't with them. They couldn't do nothing.
And Tobias is a pick and roll guy, so that's where him and James Harden kind of conflict and offset.
And I think also when the bench comes in, I think Tobias should come in there. He can run points, so that's what Doc Rivers got to get to a point where he can use Tobias. When the second unit comes in, he can kind of initiate the offense because Ty Maxey can run all over the place and do. I would like to see run that point forward. Harris, he can do a lot of stuff, but I think he can do it on the second unit. He can get his points that way. He can be the initiating the offense and also scoring because DeAndre Jordan, he ain't gonna score. You know what I mean? So he's got to be the one out there just making plays and stuff like that. But when Harden and Embiid is out there, just get in the corner and just stay your light skin behind out there and just catch and shoot. That's all we need you to do.
Yeah.
He's a 38% shooter from three, so he'll be fine. He'll make it.
And like you said, DeAndre Jordan's not going to score, but I do like what he's brought to the team as far as coming off the bench, grabbing rebounds, being a defensive presence. I've seen him get a couple putbacks, get a couple oops. So
I think he's washed, but
I'm not saying that he's the guy he was in LA with the Clippers, but
I'm kind of mad they did Cauley Stein dirty, man. I wanted him to stick around,
but he did have Cauley Stein for like 15 seconds.
But Doc Rivers made Jordan to an all-star years ago, and I don't know any other coach could have did that but him. So he's got he's going to bring him onto the team. That's a guy that he knows. I'm not mad, but Cauley Stein, that was my guy, man. Even though he's trash, but that's my guy.
But one guy whose name we did mention, who I do want to give a big salute and shout out to, is Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, who's
been doing his thing a lot, gaining a whole lot of confidence over the course of this season. His game's been growing by leaps and bounds, and by the time the playoffs come, I'm interested to see how he contributes to the Sixers' push to try to get to the championship and maybe get a ring. I don't see them getting a ring this year, but
I don't see him getting a ring.
I could see them coming out the East, depending on how things fall.
It's crazy because if this was a year ago, I would have thought Shape was going to be that guy. Like he was playing really well last season. So, but that's right. He got hurt this year, though, right?
Who?
Shape.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Shake Milton got hurt.
I thought Shape was going to be better than Maxey last year, but Tyrese came on a tear.
He's balling. I mean, it's going to be in between him and that guy, Kid Bane, and Memphis, the most improved player. Because his 3-pointer, which was the question coming in, it's wet. You know what I mean? So driving, that's easy. Getting to the free throw line, he's close to 90% shooting from free throws. So he's a complete player. Only thing that he's not really doing is passing, but they don't need him to pass.
And I can't have you out here looking crazy. I just want to let you know it's Shake with a K, not Shape with a P.
You said Shape?
Yeah, said Shape.
You know what? I always call him. Sometimes I say Shake and sometimes I say Shape. I don't know why.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure I let you know because I don't want people running up on me like, how you got your producer out here looking crazy, calling him Shape Milton.
I appreciate it, bro.
You know what I mean?
He's about the only person off the bench that's worthwhile playing. Korkmaz, I don't want to see him playing no more, even though he had an okay game a couple days ago. But it needs to be Niang, DeAndre Jordan, because you have to give Embiid some blow, Shake Milton, That's pretty much it. 8 man. Maybe you'll throw in who's the other guy that they got off the bench? I don't want to see nobody else. I really don't.
Danny Green.
Oh yeah, he's a bum.
His legs is gone.
He's finished.
So it's over for DG.
Yeah, he's got to play, but he's finished. He did an okay job against Luka a couple weeks ago, but he can't play no more. His max is 15 minutes. You got to get him out. As soon as the clock starts going, you got to get him off the floor.
Maybe he'll get a little juice, a little jolt for the playoffs.
I hope he did. He did last year, and he got hurt.
Yeah.
He tried to step it up, and he missed the whole Atlanta series. And that's when people started getting exposed.
Well, while we're talking NBA, I just want to put a bow tie in this Ben Simmons situation and wrap things up. He was here with the Sixers. He was traded to the Nets for James Harden. It was weeks ago, maybe a month ago at this point. Everybody knows how that went. Everybody knows how we, as a city and as supporters of the Sixers, feel about Ben Simmons. So that doesn't really need to be pushed into anymore. We're not going to beat a dead horse, but he still has not played, still has not taken the court for the Nets.
We all got more points than him this year than he got the same amount of points.
Yeah.
My man ain't touched the parquet floor yet up in Brooklyn yet. What's wrong with him?
So we'll see if he ends up getting on the court by the end of the season. By this point, we're in the end of March, so it's not looking ideal for him to play this year.
Still sign them checks though.
Yeah.
He be looking real happy on the bench.
Yeah, ski mask Ben Simmons getting that check. Ain't doing nothing. I wish I could give me a nice little $30 million and not do nothing.
Sticking them up.
Yeah, rocking gold. I'm sorry. What do you? That's diamonds.
They might say you sound like a hater right now.
Ain't nobody hating.
Speaking of the Nets, Kyrie Irving was relieved this past week when the mayor of New York City lifted the vaccine mandate. Which allows him to now play in home games.
Eric Adams, the former cop.
So everybody in Brooklyn is very happy about that. Now the question is, does this solidify Brooklyn as the team coming out of the East, or does this just put them in better position? Because right now they're in play-in territory, and if they get into the play-in, and they got to play the first place team because they end up being the 8th seed, and that's, Miami. They might be. There's a good chance they'll get by Miami.
I feel like Miami's going to crumble because I think they got some problems, some personal problems going on over there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's the series I want to see though. I want to see Brooklyn go against either them or the Bucks. I mean, because it's going to be a 7-game series. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see Brooklyn right now.
Nah, not right now.
I want to see Brooklyn in the third round. If you got to see them a second, that's cool because you're gonna have to go through them. But they got to win. But they got to get beat up. I don't want to see them fresh. With a Kyrie that played 27 games all year. Or how many games he played? He's fresh as hell. It's the freshest he's ever played in his life.
Yeah.
And that busted fro.
Yeah, the fro got gray, and he just turned 30. He got gray fro. Come on, man. But he about to be on the court, man, and he's one of the better players. So I think he's got something to prove. And when he's motivated, I think
he's dangerous.
He's very dangerous, and like the whole team. I mean, Gordon Dragic, Patty Mills. I mean, they got a whole lot of experienced guard plays. That's been in the playoffs. You got KD. I mean, I don't even think about Simmons. I mean, I just think the team they got right now without Simmons is fine. Like, I'm sorry.
Simmons is like the snitch that didn't snitch, that nobody respect no more.
I mean, I don't know. He's weird, man. Just a weird. He's always been weird, but it's like, I don't know, man. Something's wrong with him, man. The city actually supported him. I don't know. I mean, like, usually the city just will, if we feel that you soft, they're gonna go at you. They were like, no. Philly turned over a new leaf, and then I don't know. I don't know what's up with that cat, man. I don't know. These are different breed kind of cats out here. They breeding out here right now. I don't know. And he light skinned too.
He took the kindness for weakness and decided he wanted to blame everybody else for his shortcomings on the hardwood.
Sir, you can't shoot. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody in the streets of Philadelphia, my brother.
Exactly.
Ain't got nothing to do with everybody at Wells Fargo on Twitter. Yeah, that's you.
Nobody has no control over that jump shot,
sir. Yeah, that's you, sir. Yeah, ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, brother.
That's right. You tell him, T.
You the one that shot worse free throws than Shaq. in the playoffs last year.
And Dennis Rodman.
And Dennis Robinson.
And Ben Wallace.
You were setting records the backwards way. Who does that?
Setting records for futility, man.
They hit 30-some-odd% from the free throw line. You know how hard you got to try to miss a free throw and be in the NBA? Like, come on, man. The worst free throw shooter shoots 60, 70. You was in the 30s, brother.
Oh, no.
It's terrible.
Disgusting,
Well,
man.
it ain't our problem no more, and we can move on from that old big biggity Ben Simmons guy.
Yeah.
Well, before we get out of this NBA discussion, we're just going to real quick run down our thoughts on the top 3 teams from each conference. We can start off with the West since we were just talking about the Sixers in the East. So in third place, we got the Golden State Warriors, who it's sad to say look like they're kind of imploding just due to injuries. Steph Curry went down. I think I saw Draymond Green is having some difficulty getting back on the court, coming back from injury. James Wiseman has been ruled out for the rest of the season.
Oh, no.
Klay Thompson scored 37 the other night, and they still lost.
Oh, no.
So, it's a little tough sledding in Golden State right now, but they do have they're still holding on to that third seed in the West.
Yeah.
And they have a couple of games lead over the Utah Jazz, who are in fourth place. So, maybe they can hold on to it, get things together, get people bandaged up, duct taped together, and ready for the playoff run. But we'll see what happens. Ted, what you think about Golden State?
I don't know. We'll see. It's like I said, it's injuries, man. I don't know. You can't really. I mean, I like Clay, but you know what he's been through the last 2 years, so you can't really just put everything on his back. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what kind of coach Steve Kerr is. I don't know. It's a little, like I said, it's a little skeptical right now. So,
yeah. Number 2, we got the Memphis Grizzlies, who of course are led by young superstar sensation Ja Morant.
They winning without him.
And that's been
he hasn't played in a week.
A conversation this season, because to start the season they were without him and they played really well, and he came back and it was a little hesitancy about the fan base about getting behind him because the team was playing so well without him, and they continued to perform well without him or with him, and now they're without him again, and they're still doing their thing. So
got my man Dylan Brooks, he's back. Desmond Bain, he's getting it in. Jackson's out there. I think they got one of them Jones brother. Was it Tyus Jones or Ty? One of them. They're the backup point guard. So they got a named Melton on the squad.
That kid Bain,
Bain's nice,
and that kid Brooks, they're flies in the ointment.
Yeah,
they are just irritants.
They got a backup center named
get on your nerves.
Xavier, was it Tillman? Their team is like a bunch of people no one's ever heard of before, but they catch wreck, man, and they all young. I think they said they've. I saw a stat of it. They have had nobody on the team over the age of 28 score no points on. Everyone on that team is young.
Yeah.
Young team. They getting it in.
You didn't even mention Jaren Jackson.
Jaren Jackson, I want to see him do a little bit better. He's only averaging like 5 or 6 rebounds. I want to see him get a little bit more boards, but he's doing all right. He's playing well.
Mm-hmm. So that'll make room for us to move up to the number 1 team, who is the Phoenix Suns, with the best record in the league, 60-14. They've already punched their ticket to the playoffs, even if they lose all the rest of their games. But they are in a good position right now because Chris Paul just got back from injury.
Yep.
So that helps them. They get some leadership back in him. And
as long as you got Devin Booker, you're fine.
Just in time to make their push towards the playoffs. But like I said, they don't have any problem as far as seeding or record goes. And they're clicking. They're trying to get back to that championship because that left a bad taste in their mouth when they lost last year to the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul's trying to get that ring. Devin Booker's trying to get that ring. So they got some hungry guys on their team that want to get back there.
Mikal Bridges, the enforcer, Jameson Crowder.
Yeah.
They got Landry Shamet coming off the bench. He starts every once in a while when Paul gets hurt.
Cam Johnson. Cameron Payne.
DeAndre Ayton. I mean, they got a solid squad. They're a young
JaVale
team
McGee.
too. JaVale McGee coming off the bench, so they got a good, nice mix of veterans and young people
talent,
too. So that's a pretty good team, man. Salute to Monty Williams. That's a pretty good coach. Coach team that he got down there.
Yep. So bringing it over to the Eastern Conference, the home side where we're from. We're going to start with number 3, the Boston Celtics, who sit at 46-28 in the are actually tied with the Milwaukee Bucks, same record. But I guess Boston right now holds the tiebreaker, so they get that higher spot.
Yeah.
We'll see how that ends up shaking out because there's a very short, a low amount of wins between the top 4 seeds in the Eastern Conference. So how that ends up shaking out,
they all jumbled together.
Exactly, it's going to be up to debate, but we'll see how it goes coming down the stretch. But of course, as Boston goes, we know they have Marcus Smart, they have Jalen Green, they have Jason Tatum.
Who's Jalen Green? You mean
not Jalen Green?
Brown.
Jalen Brown.
You got the right using the color. You was right there.
There we go. Jalen Green's in Houston.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But Boston's definitely going to be a tough out for whoever they see in the playoffs. They're coming together and playing with a lot of chemistry down the stretch.
Is Al Horford? He's still up? Is he?
Yes, he is. Al Horford is still up there.
Man. He went back up there.
Old Al.
Found his way back up in Boston.
Yeah, he getting paid. Dusted off his ski mask.
They got
went up to Boston and robbed them for some money.
What's the boy's name? The backup point guard on Boston. Is it White? That was a good pickup for them. That was a little sneaky little pick. They didn't even need him, but they got him off the bench. Is it Kobe White? I forget what his name is, but
I think
he's nice.
It might be Devin White.
Devin White. I forget what his name, but he's a good player. That was a nice little pickup. They kind of swapped him out for Schroeder. Schroeder sucks.
Ooh. Got Schroeder up out of there.
Yeah, well, LeBron got him up out of there, and they got him up out of Boston. You know, he's not that good of a player.
No love for Dennis.
No, I don't like him like that.
Wow.
If he's not scoring and he's not gonna play no defense, he's not, and he's a streaky shooter. Yeah,
man. So they had to make a couple of changes up there in Boston, but seems to be working out in their favor. And that's where they're at right now.
Who's the number 2 team?
Number 2, we got.
It's got to be Miami, right?
Miami. Yeah. Miami Heat sitting at number 2. They were just number 1, literally either yesterday or the day before. Lost the game.
They lost like 3 or 4 straight. Yep. They're down there fighting each other like weirdos. Jimmy Butler had a little altercation with Udonis Haslem and as usual. That's why I don't like Jimmy Butler. He's a clown.
I was hearing on radio this week that he's an unsavory guy.
He's just weird, man. He's a weird dude, man. I don't like people that's weird. You know what I mean? Like weird in a bad way. I don't mind being weird in a good way. He's a weird dude, man. I just never liked him either.
And like Taylor said, they're coming off a 4-game losing streak. They lost to Philly. Here in Philly.
Yeah, Philly.
They lost to Golden State.
Rest of their best players lost. Golden State don't have nobody. Lost
to the Knicks.
You know what I mean? Lost to
Brooklyn.
Knicks don't have nobody on their team. This is a trash team, man. They're going down the toilet, man. Old, what's his name? Old Kyle Lowry. He said he's ready to go home. Because they were down there doing all that fight. He thought he was going to go down there and get himself a free check. No, you got to play, man.
No, he thought he was going to go down there and get a ring.
Yeah, go down there and get a ring. Yeah, come on, man. Sign that big 2-year for $40-some-odd million. Not even worth it. Get out of here, man.
It's not looking good for Miami right now, as far as a cohesiveness standpoint and playing together.
Salute to my man Udonis Haslem. He wanted to smoke, and Jimmy Butler, he didn't want to smoke, man. he was ready to go. Come on, let's go.
Udonis Haslem told him he couldn't really hang back in the day, in his day, Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler told Udonis Haslem and Spoelstra they was only relevant because of D Wade.
Well, that's fighting words. Let's go then.
So things went left.
You don't have no ring, no, sir. You don't have. They got rings. You don't have no ring. Well, you don't have no ring. You can't say nothing. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
You got a couple of All-Star appearances. That's cute, but come on, man. Get out of here, man. You're on your 4th team. Get out of here, man.
This is my 4th album. Yeah, my 4th album.
Jimmy Butler, he's another clown, man.
And we'll round out our NBA discussion, getting back to our number 1 team in the Eastern Conference, which, as we mentioned earlier, is the Philadelphia 76ers, sitting at 46-27.
Sixers getting set up.
There's not a lot we can say about them that we haven't already said, but
I know what to be said.
We do want them to try to avoid that top seed
I think
as
they're
much
being
as
set
possible
up.
because we need them to avoid that Brooklyn Nets smoke because we don't want that in the first round.
They're being set up.
We don't want that. We don't need that.
I can't believe that Miami's that bad to be losing them games in a row. Sixers being set up because if you got Embiid and Harden on the team is going to win. So I think they're being pushed up to that number one spot.
Yeah,
and they got a lot of trash game the last couple of weeks. They got to play against like Detroit twice. I mean, they might have to be in that number one seed. And I think they're getting lined up by Milwaukee, Miami. I'm not Boston because Boston just getting their way, but I think some of these better teams are kind of fading back with players on the team.
Said they're getting lined.
Yeah, they getting lined up, man. Because Sixers are going to have to play in that first round against whether it either be Toronto or Brooklyn, depends on what happens with the play-in. But the Sixers getting lined up.
I got you.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Eventually you got to play them anyway.
At the end of the day, like you said, you got to play who's in front of you, no matter who it is. So if it's Brooklyn, if you play Brooklyn, that's going to be a 7-game series. Even if you win, you're going to be battered, and then by the time you get to the second round, they're going to be out the second round. So that's why I'm not avoiding Brooklyn. I want to play them, but I would rather play them, later on as opposed to now because you get knocked out. Not even if you win. That you play that game 7, that next game 1, that team's gonna be rested for 3 or 4 because you played you probably played Charlotte or you probably played one of these other bottom Cleveland. Yeah,
you're gonna get them out in 4 or 5 games. You know what I mean? I think Atlanta can maybe still, but you don't know what the playoff season is going to be. So let's just say if Boston or one of these teams, Miami gets one of these lower seeded teams, they're gonna run them out the playoffs in 5 games max. Sixers are gonna go in 7 with Brooklyn no matter what, win or lose.
Yeah. Well, since we were talking NBA, it's only right in our first edition of Top 5 for this episode to get into an NBA topic. So that is going to be our Top 5 NBA big men of our time. So this is the time that we have been watching NBA basketball, which is, 90s to the present.
All right.
I'll start with my list. And at number 5, I got a guy who played a big chunk of his career out in Seattle. Unfortunately, Seattle doesn't have a team anymore, but shout out to Seattle because they definitely deserve one. And if an expansion team arises or a team wants to move, Seattle is a fantastic destination. It has great fans. But it's big smooth, Sam Perkins. Left-handed big man who had a jump shot in addition to being maybe like 6'10", 6'11", and being able to operate in the paint pretty well at that time. And at number 4 on my list, it's another guy who played out in the West Coast for a big chunk of his career. He played in Portland. And that is Rasheed Wallace, a Philly guy, went through the University of North Carolina, and was an absolute terror during his time when he was in the league. He could shoot the ball. He could play in today's league. Actually, Sam Perkins could play in today's league too because he could shoot. But Rasheed Wallace played well from outside the arc, played well in the mid-range, played well in the paint, rebounded, did everything you would ask or want a big man to do, and ended up getting a couple of rings in the process.
He would be an MVP candidate if he played right now. He was nice, man.
Yeah.
He was the crate master.
Oh yeah, he was
the North Philly crate master.
Yeah.
I remember when because he used to go at it with my man. Now I lived in Logan when he was going to college, and I don't know if y'all remember, but my man Jason Lofton, he went to Villanova. I don't know if he went to the league. I think he played overseas or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? They used to have him on the news shooting like from across the street, all crate, like all air, because when you hit the crate, you hit the top, you're gonna rim out. But he was a crate master, man.
Okay.
Shout out to Rasheed Wallace.
Absolutely.
Crate master of North Philadelphia.
Headband. He had the headband his whole career.
Oh yeah.
Rasheed Wallace. Number 3 on my list. Going to take it to another big man who could do a little something behind the 3-point arc, but that's going to be Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh.
Who played his 20-year career down in Dallas. Was able to work his way to get a MVP and also a championship ring.
Top 75 Dirk Nowitzki.
Absolutely. Just retired a couple of seasons ago.
Yes. Got himself some brown sugar down there, too.
Mm-hmm.
Got himself a black wife. Go ahead, Dirk.
And as of now, that's going to be it for the shooting big men from my list, because number 2, we got a Miami Heat guy, Alonzo Mourning.
So
he played in Miami, he played in Charlotte, but you know who my favorite Alonzo Mourning was? The one that used to put hands on the Knicks.
Yeah.
The Knicks and the Heat used to have a heated rivalry, and they used to go back and forth. And
they were both frustrated because they was, MJ was putting that Mac down, so they was frustrated. They couldn't get no rings. So Zoe got one later on, but the Knicks was trash, so they were just frustrated.
Was fighting for the right to get smashed by the Bulls.
Fighting to get that free smoke from MJ. So that's all it was.
And I'm gonna round out my list at number 1 with a center who started his career in Orlando, went to L.A., came back to Miami, and then went to a few teams after that before his eventual end of his career. And his retirement is looking lovely right now because he has a whole lot of endorsements, a whole lot of money coming in, but that's going to be Shaquille O'Neal, my birthday mate.
Shaq Diesel.
The general.
In my opinion, the most dominant player in NBA history.
Papa John's.
At least as far as who I saw. Yeah, Carnival Cruises.
What other endorsement that Negro got?
Ring.
He's got the one with the ink printer company. I think it's Epson.
Raking in all that cash. Go ahead, Shaq.
Shaq got a podcast.
Shaq on TNT.
Shaq works on NBA, on TNT.
He got a show.
He got an album.
Shaq is a cop.
Shaq is getting that bread.
Shaq is not playing no game, man. No stone left unturned around Shaq. Oh yeah, I'll endorse that. Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah.
Shaq, I need you to
Give
put
me all
me on
that money.
to that formula.
Making he's scraping every nickel off the plate, man.
Need some of that good endorsement money up here at S.L.E.E.P, baby.
All that money he done made. He said, "No, man, I can still be used. Come on, let's go. What's the new product? Yeah, I'll endorse it."
Hold up. We got Shaq on the phone.
I want to say what's up to Mike Tell.
Can you leave some commercial for some other people?
I like money.
We know you do.
I like money and I like to mess with you.
My goodness, man, you taking all the commercials, brother.
Getting all that bread.
Gotta go.
All right, well, that's going to do it for my top 5 list with a quick appearance from Shaq, but I just want to give a brief honorable mention to Ben Wallace. Big man, longtime big man for the Detroit Pistons. Got a ring or 2 up there with them.
The Fro.
And an undrafted guy turned. He was one of the original guys who came out of nowhere and turned into somebody big.
Out of Virginia Union.
He did his thing.
Yeah.
And he laid his Mac down over the course of his career.
He was like 6'7", 6'8", but he was catching wreck on them centers, man. They didn't like going against him. He was a stone to move, man.
Yes, sir. So salute to Ben Wallace.
With the big wristbands.
So Taylor, what you got for your top 5 big men of our time?
Number 5 is my guy. I used to like watching this guy, and I think right now, if he played right now, he would definitely fit in this today. Right now, he's a really good passer. He's a really good flopper too. We're gonna put some respect on Vlade Divac. Vlade Divac was nice. I used to like Vlade Divac back in the day. He was hairy as hell, but he was putting in that work, man. Yeah, I mean, he used to get it in. Yeah, I mean, he was traded for Kobe. For some of you people that forgot, that was the linchpin in the trade.
He was in L.A. Kobe got drafted by Charlotte. And they switched them up,
swapped them out, but then he came back out to Sacramento with Chris Webber, and all them, and they got to the Western Conference final, but couldn't get past Shaq. But Divac was nice, man. I used to like Divac, but Divac, if he played right now, he had a jumper. He would definitely be able to play right now. My number 4, he was Asian. He was like 7'8", 6", whatever he was. He was tall as hell. We're gonna put some respect on Yao Ming, first overall pick.
Yale.
Big Yao.
Yao Ming.
7'6".
I'll never forget Tracy McGrady for ruining his career. But Yao Ming was a good player, and then Tracy McGrady came there and he was doing all that funky fly stuff, and then it just didn't work out, man, because Tracy McGrady's not good. But Yao Ming, he's the truth, man. I put some respect on Yao Ming. Too bad his body broke down, but Yao Ming was nice. He was good for 20 and 10 every night. Same face, didn't say nothing. Yao Ming, I used to like Yao Ming. That was my guy. my number 3 is your number 1. We're going to put some respect on Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq Diesel, out of LSU.
Shacky.
MVP. You got MVP, right? He got about
Shaq got MVP.
5 rings. Yeah, I mean, when Shaq was in Orlando, that cat used to run up and down the court, like a man. You couldn't stop Shaq when he was young. When he was like around about 275, 280, around. He was like in his early 20s. Oh man, you couldn't stop him, man. Yeah, I mean, but salute to Shaq, man. He was that bull back in the day. Number 2. People forget about this man. This man has rings. This man has MVPs. This man got scoring titles, and people forget about this man. He's kept the same fro for almost 30 plus years. He just made the All 75 team. We're gonna put some respect on the Admiral, David Robinson. Put some respect on that man.
With the high and tight.
The Admiral with the lefty.
My man never.
With the high and tight.
My man never changed his hairstyle ever. It was the same hairstyle every year. And you just go right to the barbershop. We won't give him the David Robinson. Yeah, he just never changed it, man. I mean,
lineup.
No lineup. Just make it nice and neat. That's all it was, man. We're gonna put some respect on David Robinson. Got that ring right before, and as soon as he got the ring, I'm gone. That was it. He wasn't ring chasing. Got the ring. He said, "Man, I'm good, man. I don't have to pad my stats, nothing like that. I'm out of here." So we're gonna put some respect on David Robinson. People don't think about him. Number 50 from the Spurs, David Robinson,
and didn't have to serve one day as an officer or enlisted because he was too tall.
He was too tall.
I've been on them ships, bro, for years. He'd have never made it.
7 foot. He's like, "Hey, man, listen, man."
Doink.
Exactly.
Doink. Every knee knocker. Doink. Oh, my God.
And wasn't he a top 50 player?
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. Top 75. He just made top 75, yeah. Top 75. Walked out there with the same haircut. As soon as you saw him, there go David Robinson. you knew who it was.
You know, you can make David Robinson from blocks away.
Yeah, here he come right now. 7 foot tall, same haircut. But the number 1 is my guy. This man was drafted before MJ. 2-time he got 2 rings. We're gonna put some respect on Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, man. Come on, man.
King.
He was that ball back in the day, catch and wreck. Sky hooks. He was nice, man. When I was a kid, I used to like watching him play. I just thought he was just he wasn't fancy. He was just a very, very good big man, finesse big man. I'll say that. And then if you played on defense, he'll put your stuff in the seats too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we're gonna put some respect on Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon.
He'll send you shot to the most.
Shaq said himself out his own mouth. He said, "When I went to the finals and I went against him, I didn't have nothing for Hakeem. He said I just didn't have nothing for him. So that's kind of why I had to put him over Shaq. Even though Shaq got more rings, Shaq always puts respect on Hakeem the Dream. He said, when I went against him in my first finals, I couldn't. It was a wrap. He was better than me." And it takes a lot for a man to say he's better than me, because a lot of guys, some of these guys are trash and they think they're better than people. So salute to Shaq, who one of the best big men that we've ever seen. Give Hakeem Olajuwon, his flowers. This was years ago. This is not nothing recent. Shaq has said this over many a time. So we're gonna put some respect on Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. He was helping out Joel Embiid and everybody. Yes, he was.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's going to do it for our top 5 NBA big men of our time. And getting out of that, we're going to move on to talking about a little bit of NFL, because we are officially in the offseason after we witnessed the LA Rams take a win in the Super Bowl over the who they beat now?
The Bengals.
That's right, the Bengals.
Joe Burrow.
That was weeks ago at this point, so I kind of
2 months ago.
am very forward thinking, or at least I try to be.
Yeah.
But speaking of NFL moves, the Eagles have made a few moves since the off season started, and it's been rumors and speculation that they have some other things coming up, some other things on the way, as far as picking up a receiver, maybe a couple of people on defense. I think I heard about an offensive lineman. But Taylor, what do you think about the Eagles' moves so far in the offseason?
I mean,
They been keeping it kind of light.
there's nothing for me. I mean, I like the outside rusher from went to Temple, Hassan Reddick. He's a good player out of Camden. They need a pass rusher, but he's more of a 3-4 rusher. They playing a 4-3, so I guess Eagles are about to go with this hybrid defense that a lot of these teams are going. So I guess that'll fit. I don't understand why they brought back Derek Barnett. He's trash. I don't understand the fourth wide receiver they signed from the Colts. I mean, I know that's Mary. What's the coach's name? Sirianni. That's one of the guys he developed.
Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, he's trash too. So I don't understand. You know what? I mean, I don't know. I mean, once you lost out on Juju and once you lost out on, I guess, DJ Chark, and there's another receiver they missed out on. I guess they're going to draft one, and they cut Fletcher Cox, brought him back. I mean, that was cute. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. They give Howie Roseman an extension. I don't know why would you do that.
I didn't know about that.
Just rewarding bad behavior. He had y'all all high with with all that negative money I had last year. Now he's getting money back. He ain't really signed nobody. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, like I said, I've seen some other teams do. Like, soon as Bengals lost, that Super Bowl, they went and got like 3 or 4 linemen. You can only line up 5, but they said, listen, we're going to get as many as we can. Yeah. Even the Rams, who they paid pretty much everyone to come back, and they renegotiating with with Donald to get him some more money. So I don't know. And even with these couple of the other teams that we'll talk about soon, they may trade, but they've replaced what they've traded away. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing, but I mean, we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not really impressed at all.
Speaking of the Rams, coming off of that Super Bowl win, and teams trying to retool and replace the things that they end up trading away or losing in free agency, the Rams seem like they're trying to do that. They brought in Allen Robinson.
Yep.
And
traded
away Robert Woods.
Mm-hmm. They might bring back Odell at their price. That's all they're waiting on. Just bring it back at their price.
Yep. They did lose Von Miller to the Buffalo Bills.
That was an extraordinary deal. I wouldn't have signed. I wouldn't have signed him to that much money. The Bills signed him to. They overpaid him.
Yeah. But I mean, it's been not a lot of heavy moves going on in the past couple of days.
Not in the past couple of days, but when everything first started, it was lit, man.
Yeah, when everything first was going down, it was
lit. Yeah, when everything first started, when it first starts, it's always lit. And then after a while, after all people get picked off, now you just wait for the draft right now in about a month or so. So what I mean, that's kind of how free agency goes. You get a lot of trades, you'll get a lot of free agent pickup, and right now you get the calm before the storm. People are going to the pro days right now, checking their bounce, dotting their T's and crossing their I's. And they're gonna figure out what when the draft comes up. So right now, this is kind of like it's quiet, sedated right now. But it'll pick back up right. When the draft, people you might get some more trades toward the end. But right now, I've liked what is going on. I mean, every time I look on my phone, somebody's getting traded. Crazy. I like it. I like the offseason like this when it's just every week. You don't know who's gonna get traded for no reason.
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
Fun for me. I like it. I love it.
So we were talking last week about the landscape of the NFL and how it seems that things are changing as far as, the way people acquire certain talent, the way people acquire quarterbacks. We see that the Rams picked up Matthew Stafford last offseason via trade from the Lions for Jared Goff, and that ended up working out for them, among other deals, to end up capping in a Super Bowl ring for them. But we're seeing this more frequently from teams that are competitive and competing at the top, other than maybe like the Chiefs. Obviously, we see the Bengals and Joe Burrow. They did really well, and he's a guy that was drafted and cultivated through their system. But you look to a team like Tampa Bay, they brought in Tom Brady, and that resulted in them going to the Super Bowl and getting a ring. So, Taylor, you want to share your thoughts on the NFL landscape and how it seems things are changing as far as the additions of talent?
Well, the days of the Brad Johnsons and all these raggedy quarterbacks, getting in and trying to, when that doesn't work. You got to have a quarterback he's got to be special. You got to have a Deshaun Watson or a Tom Brady or a Patrick Mahomes or even a Matthew Stafford. You have to have a quarterback. Russell Wilson. All these guys got special talent. They can throw the ball down the field 60, 70, 80 yards. And now with the rule where you can't even touch these guys no more, you need a quarterback right now. You can't rough and tough it with like the likes of what's the boy named? Chris Chandler and all these bum ass quarterbacks back then we used to grow up watching.
Yeah.
Elvis Gerbach. You're not gonna see these cats no more, man. Joey Harrington, all these raggedy quarterbacks. You know what I mean, you're not gonna even Tony Romo. I didn't think he was that good. You're not gonna see that no more. You got to see these guys. These guys got to have, pretty much they got to have arm talent. So when they went to the combine this past year, as soon as the combine the next day, people started trading quarterbacks. I mean, they saw the quarterback saying, I don't know about that guy. He might have arm talent, but might take a couple years. And that's why you see the trade. When Patrick Mahomes and all those was coming out of the draft a couple years ago, he wasn't trading like that. But once they saw what the quarterbacks put out this year, people just said, oh no, we got to trade for this guy. We can't not go into the NFL season this next year and not have a quarterback that has some type of talent. Even Carson Wentz, who got traded to the Redskins, he can play. He just choked in the last 2 games. So you got to have a quarterback that can actually play and get the ball up and get the ball out fast too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what's been shown right now.
That seems what the beat was coming down the pike.
Yeah. Quarterbacks with that special talent, they gotta have the it factor. If you don't have the it factor, then you're gonna be like Baker Mayfield looking crazy, crying.
But that's fine. The game evolves. All professional sports evolve after some point in time. Things change, so you got to move with the times. Either get with it or get left.
Yep.
So getting out of direct NFL discussion, we're going to get into a new segment that we just developed recently, and it's called Big Deal, No Big Deal. So I'm going to come up with a series of topics and present them to the guys and just ask them if they feel like that situation is a big deal or it's no big deal. They might come up with a couple from me, but, we'll see how it goes. So, speaking of big deals and big trades that have happened over the past couple of weeks, Tyreek Hill was traded to the Miami Dolphins. So, Taylor, is that a big deal or is that no big deal?
I'm going to surprise you. I'm going to go, that's a little deal.
That's a little deal.
Yeah, he's very fast.
Okay.
Miami has, already has a receiver in, what's his name? Jalen Waddle. And they're going to have him on the other side. So you're going to have 2 guys that can run 4.2 something running down the field. But can Tua get it to him? Can he throw it up to them? Because he's more of an accurate, in between the 20s type of guy. And for the Chiefs, I mean, if Patrick Mahomes is that bold, this should be nothing to him. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people was kind of like, oh yeah, see that now what? Well, he still got Jason Kelce. He just they got us what they got
Juju Smith-Schuster
and another 3-name receiver. What's his name? Marquez Valdes-Scantling.
Yeah, Marquez Valdes-Scantling.
I just did corner the mark on all the 3-name receivers, so they got them. They still got McCall Hardman. Yep. So we're going to see if Patrick Mahomes is that bold. If he's the best quarterback, then this should be nothing. So that's what I'm saying. That's why it's a little deal to me. If Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, everybody love, it doesn't matter who he's throwing it to. Okay. So I'm going to go with little deal.
Okay. E, do you have any thoughts you want to bring forward on that? Big deal, no big deal?
Roll the barrel.
Okay.
I mean, this is I didn't follow that one, so.
I got you.
He went for a haul, though. That was a lot of draft picks they gave up just to get him. That was crazy. Yeah. For a receiver, and they paid him and gave him $78 million guaranteed money. All right, Miami, y'all really going for it, I guess. All right.
So next up, Russell Wilson, earlier in the offseason, gets traded to Denver, to the Broncos. Big deal or no big deal?
That's a big deal because he's going to a division that's like crowded already. So, you had the Chiefs for the past, damn near, I don't want to say decade, but a little less than a decade. They just won that division with ease.
And you did have the Raiders trying to compete somewhat, and the Chargers trying to put their hat in the ring as well. But now you got Denver coming up out the rear.
Denver's had a pretty good defense over the past couple of years, and they just need a quarterback. Bridgewater wasn't good enough. Drew Lock sucks. Trevor Siemian and Brock Osweiler and all these ragtag quarterbacks that just aren't good enough. We know Russell Wilson can ball. You know what I mean? So with him going there and it just quietly happened, Russell did everything he's supposed to do up in Seattle, and they said, all right, you ready to go? And he said, yeah, I want to go. Where you want to go? I want to go to Denver. Boom. They said, you want to go to Eagles? He said, no, hell no. But he wanted to go to Denver.
So they got some pretty good wide receiver talent with Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, 4.
Cortland Sutton, yep.
Yeah, there's the guy named Patrick and the real fast
Tim
kid,
Patrick.
and the kid from Penn State, KJ Hamler. You got the running back Javonte Williams. Am I saying his name right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So you got Patrick Surtain Jr. on the defense. You got, I like the defense is actually pretty good. So They pretty much a team that's set up to to be they were pretty good last year. I think they won like 7 or 8 games with the bums they had last year. So if Russell Wilson can win them 2 or 3 extra games, they're in the playoffs. So we'll see.
All right. Well, another highly publicized deal. We've got Deshaun Watson going to the Cleveland Browns. Big deal or no big deal?
That's a huge deal. And now he's going to the same division with Lamar Jackson. Pittsburgh's going to take a seat, and then you got the Bengals. So you got those 3 teams, and he could have went to Atlanta, went to his home area. He could have went to Carolina where he played college football at, and but he'd have been in a division with he could have won that division, because it's Tom Brady and nobody else. But he went to a division where he's going to have to compete, and Deshaun Watson, he can compete. He can get it in. Get in the massage rooms too. You know what I mean? So obviously,
relax.
So he can. So we can.
We can stay hands off with that.
Yeah, allegedly, he said he didn't do it. I believe him. Ooh. You know what I mean? But I think that's a huge deal. They got Baker. He's not good.
Finished.
He's trash, man. He needs to be a backup. He needs to humble himself. He thinks he's Johnny Unitas or Jim Plunkett. He's not that good.
More like Johnny Manziel.
That was crazy last year when he threw the interception and tried to tackle the guy and led with his shoulder. That's dumb. You can't do that when you're a quarterback. You are the quarterback of the team. You throw a pick, you got to run to the other sidelines and prepare for the next down.
Get out the way.
Why are you trying to make tackles? That's not smart. You will never see another quarterback do something that's stupid. You know what I mean? The quarterback, unfortunately, has to be the smartest person on the field. Mm-hmm. And you can't do that. And he did it twice. He threw an interception, then some kind of other way he hurt his shoulder. Well, I think the second time he hurt his shoulder, he threw his throwing shoulder. He took a horrible, not a sack, but he just held the ball too long. He's not a smart player. I'm sorry to say it. I just said a white quarterback is not smart. Something that ESPN will never tell you. You know what I mean? But he's just I don't know, man. I would have replaced, if I had the ammunition, I would have traded everything for Deshaun Watson too. And that team is very, very good. They had some very good drafts for the past couple years. They already got Myles Garrett. So if you're on the other side of Myles Garrett, you're going to get single coverage if you're a pass rusher. So if I'm a pass rusher and I want to make some money, I'll go up there because I know I'm going to get at least 10, 12 shots at the quarterback because they're going to be double teaming him. So the defense is actually solid. They've drafted good corners.
They still got Nick Chubb. They still got Kareem Hunt.
They still got Kareem Hunt. They traded for Amari Cooper, which was a steal. You know what I mean? They got to pay him $20 million, but they only gave up a 6th-round draft pick for him. No. Amari Cooper was the third or fourth overall pick in a draft, so he can still play. He's only 28. So I like what Cleveland did. And they're probably going to draft. They pretty much got rid of all their whole draft. So we'll see. I mean, I can see if I'm what's his name, Jarvis Landry. Let me back in, please. Hello, not going to do. Hey, I'll take a pay cut. Hello, can I come back in, please? Y'all know y'all kicked me out, but I want to come back.
Okay. We did just talk about him a little bit ago, but I'll just ask you if this is a big deal because he did just switch teams. Juju Smith-Schuster getting signed by the Chiefs. Big deal? No big deal?
Like I said, if Patrick Mahomes is that guy, this is nothing. You know what I mean? He should just be able to replace, who Ty Hill just left, and he should be able to replace, with Juju. So, that's, like I said, not really a big deal to me. It's just a receiver. He should be able to go there and stay healthy because he's been dinged up the last 2 of the last 3 years. He got to stay healthy. That's his problem. He's still a young guy. He's only 25 years old, so he has to stay healthy. He stay healthy, he's going to get 15 targets a game.
All right. And one more wide receiver who changed teams I want to discuss and bring up to your attention. He's being reunited with a guy that he played with previously, and that's Devontae Adams going to the Las Vegas Raiders. Big deal or no big deal?
I'll say it's a big deal.
Okay.
I like Devontae Adams. He's been solid. He's been Aaron Rodgers' #1 target, but now he just said, you know what? I need to change the scenery. I'm tired of losing in Green Bay. If I'm going to lose, I would rather lose in Vegas and get paid. You know what I mean? I think Green Bay offered him the same amount of money, but I'm tired of losing up there. I mean, I love Aaron Rodgers. He's pretty much made my career, but I'm going to go down with my guy who I've love since we've been in college, Fresno State back in the day. So I'm gonna go down in Vegas. Vegas is tax free. When you get that money down there, that's another one down there that that you need to think about. You're gonna get all his money, and so I don't mind what Devontae from. I'll just say it's a. Like I said, I think it's a big deal for him to leave Aaron Rodgers to go to that guy.
Okay.
to Derek Carr. You know what I mean? But
and I think it'll make a difference, coming in. Their biggest receiving threat last year was their tight end, Darren Waller.
No, it wasn't him. It was he was hurt last year. It was Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow caught over 100 balls.
Yeah, that's right. Hunter Renfrow did do his thing. He was in the slot.
Yeah, Waller only played like 6 or 7 games after the disaster from Henry Ruggs killing people.
Yeah.
The white boy stepped up, and so now you got Hunter Renfrow in the slot. You got Devontae Adams who can line up in the slot and on the outside, and then now you can have Waller who won't. You're gonna have to cover him with like a linebacker or a safety. So it's gonna be better. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, for the Raiders, it's gonna be pretty good for them.
Okay. So a couple more topics for big deal, no big deal. The Phoenix Suns having the best record in the league currently. Big deal, no big deal.
I mean, it's a big deal. They're coming back from last year, and they could have got shell shocked last year after being up 2-0, and now they're down. I mean, now they're back in first place, so they kind of just hit the ground running. So I'll say it's a did I say big deal?
You said big deal.
It's a big deal being in first place, because everybody was riding on the Lakers tool, and we saw what that was. But I knew what it was. As soon as they got Russell, I said they about to lose, and I was right.
Well, speaking of the Lakers, the fact that the Lakers are currently barely in the playoff hunt, big deal, no big deal.
That's no deal to me. I knew that. As soon as you got Russell Westbrook on your team, it's a wrap.
It was over. It was downhill from there.
I didn't care when they got the deal. People was calling me. I said, "Why y'all calling me for it?" I mean, I like Russell Westbrook, as a player to his character. He always wants to win, but this stuff he's doing with people calling him red, he's got like thin skin. That's corny, man. Like, you got to take the good with the bad. You're getting paid $40 million. I wish somebody call me any kind of names and I can collect $40 million. I wouldn't give a damn.
Yeah.
You call me wherever you want to. You can't cash these checks. You know what I mean? So that's a no deal to me. That team was raggedy when they put it together. It's raggedy now. I mean, there's some people on the team that I like. I feel bad for people like Melo, who thought he's going to get himself a free ring, but you got LeBron James trying to play GM and trying to play the point guard and trying to be all up in the videos and dancing and doing all whatever. Get out of here, man. It's just not working. You know what I mean? Come to the Lakers. No, it's just not. It's just a sinking ship. Now you want trying to fire everybody? No, I don't. I hope they miss the playoff. They probably won't, because the West is terrible this year, so they'll probably get in and play in the play-in game. But that's a no deal to me. I don't care nothing about the Lakers.
Okay. Well, speaking of LeBron that you just brought up, he did recently pass Karl Malone on the all-time scoring list. So he's moved into number 2 position. Big deal or no big deal?
That's a no deal. When you're padding, he's padding stats too. You know what I mean? He's played so many games. He's obsessed with people like Michael. He's just not himself. He's just trying to. Oh, if I'm first place, I'm the greatest. No, it don't work like that. But that's what he want to do. Then fine. So you can be in first place and everything. You always be number 2, number 3, number 4 in my eyes. Because you're choking the playoffs. That's on camera, sir. I don't care what the numbers say. You choke. And
that's on record.
And you put together bad teams. And you've had a lot of luck, sir.
Choke artist, huh?
Yeah, get out of here, man. Stop trying to. Yeah, I mean that's why MJ hugged you at the 75, because he felt sorry for you.
Oh no,
that was a sympathy hug. He said, "I know you tried. Yeah, I mean, but you'll never be able to. You won't ever. But I'll hug you and I'll give you a hug, because we black brothers. Yeah, I mean, and we and MJ trying to kind of change his image after the last dance. So he gave LeBron James a hug. He said, "Hey man, listen, man, you tried, but you gave a valiant effort, but it's a wrap, sir." So
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that doesn't really matter. These numbers, a lot of these numbers are going to be, the old numbers back in the day, they're going to be passed by a lot of guys that aren't even that good.
Well, again, Taylor's commentary on LeBron James does not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Sports Life and Everything Else podcast. Only Taylor as co-host of the show. So
I'm the only person out here saying that LeBron James is trash. You know what I mean? You'll never hear no one else say that. I'm the only one saying it. So if you hear someone else saying it, they bite my style. I've been saying he's been trash for 20 years. I'll keep saying it. He's a bum. He's padding stats. I mean, he's a good guy and all. And I don't really give it. I don't think he's that good.
All right. Well, we're gonna round out big deal, no big deal with our last topic. The New York City vaccine mandate was lifted this past Wednesday, which means that Kyrie Irving can now play for the Brooklyn Nets, and any other players that are not vaccinated can now play in New York City.
Oh, yeah, so the Yankees.
Big deal or no big deal?
That's not a big deal to me.
Listen.
No, not to me.
Do you think it's ironic that it started for baseball season?
Oh yeah, because
could have something to do with
man.
it.
The one guy,
baseball is big money.
The one guy from baseball, he's not vaccinated. Aaron Judge. Now he's gonna be able to play right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's not a big deal to me. I'm not really a New York person. New York is just so crowded. So many people up there, man.
Definitely a lot of heads in New York. Shout out to everybody up in New York that supports the Sports Life and Everything Else podcast.
I mean, salute to everybody from New York.
And everybody at Nobody Cares Sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on up there. Lord Jesus.
A friendly podcast to the show. Nobody Cares.
I put my wallet on my chest when I'm up there.
Sure, they probably say the same thing about Philadelphia. What you talking about?
Well, they don't look at us because we're smaller than them. They don't even look at. They don't care.
New Yorkers ain't so much worried about Philly unless they have to come down here.
Philly and Baltimore. They say y'all look. I mean, we ain't worried about y'all.
They competing with LA.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to do it for Big Deal, No Big Deal. I hope you guys enjoyed that new segment. We're going to be bringing that back to you every now and again when we have things that are going on in the sports world or just in the world at large that we want to give you our opinion on and let you know if we think that it is really something to pay attention to or not. So we're going to get into a familiar segment, which is the Common Sense Space. And our Common Sense Space topic for this week is, how do you push through a situation you don't want to be in? So as it always goes with this particular segment, we're going to swing this question to all three guys and give you our opinions on the topic. So I'll start with mine. When you're in a situation you don't want to be in, typically either you can get out of it and remove yourself from it, or there is some reason that you have to continue to keep yourself in it. Whether it's a financial reason, like you're at a job that you really don't like, but you just deal with it for your check, or you're in school and you're just really having a tough time in school, but you have to stay in school because you have to get your degree or your diploma. Whatever the situation is, if you have to push through it and you can't remove yourself from it, it's best to just keep in mind whatever the end goal is, whatever the end result is, whatever it is that you're trying to reach and trying to get to, because ultimately that is your driving force. And you got to use your goals as magnets to pull you through all the stuff that you have to go through and deal with on your way to reaching whatever that end result is and whatever that finish line is for yourself. So, keeping in mind what it is you want to get to can help you to get through rough situations that you don't want to be in. And, if you have anybody in particular that you're doing it for, your kids, your girl, your man, your mom, your dad, your grandpa, whoever, that helps too. But just keeping the right motivations in mind so that you can continue to do what you need to do to get to that next level and that place that you need to go for yourself. So I'm going to get it over to Taylor. Taylor, what's your advice for how to push through a situation you don't want to be in?
I mean, every thing, every goal you're gonna have to go through. The trash, the mud. You're gonna have to. But as long as you can focus, as long as you staying focus on that goal, that what you want, you just gotta push through. So I mean, for me, I'm always looking at I'm always the glass half full. I'm not like a negative person. I talk crazy on here. Everything is positive to me. But if I gotta go through that mud, I can just, man, listen, I'm gonna go through the mud. Matter of fact, before I'm getting them, I'm gonna put some mud on my face. Like, I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? So if you gotta go through it, just go through it. You know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do. So you got to go through trial and tribulation. No one out here that's made a bunch of money or successful. They didn't just wake up and the stuff was just outside of the house with a money tree. It's not doesn't like that. You have to go to the damn grocery store, get the seeds, put the seeds in the ground. You might put the seeds in the wrong part of the ground where the root is at, so you might have to go back to the store and get the seeds and put it in another hole. So you have to go through some trials and tribulations just to get. Okay, now the money tree's finally growing right now. So you have to. You got to go through. You got to learn by trial and error. Sometimes you have to touch the stove. Unfortunately, people, they got to touch the stove to see that it's hot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But you have to go through these things, and a lot of people, they'll tell you, oh, well, you want to do it this way, you want to do it that. But if you want to do it your way, I mean, you can't be mad if you don't get the results that maybe someone else got. So you just got to go through it on your own, and hopefully you'll make it through. So that's pretty much life in anything you go through. You have to go through, go to hell to get to the heaven, get to the pearly gates. And, you know what I mean? So you have to. That's just kind of like what it is right now. I'm always looking at the positive. I don't look at what I got to go through. If I got to go through it, fine. If I got to crawl underneath the ground and, underneath the ropes or whatever, but if I can climb up the ladder, like you're doing basic training, and I can run through my hands up, I'm straight.
Yep.
So that's kind of, I look at the ending. I don't look at what I got to go through.
Okay. Beautiful. And it's one of those things that, with like social media going on right now, and people, promoting themselves and the things that they got going on and their successes and the things that they do right and their great pictures and their great moments and stuff like that. And people don't see the grind that they go through and the things that they got to push through to get to those points. So you just blank that out, and you think that, like you said, you're just supposed to wake up and the money tree just supposed to be outside, and you're just supposed to get the keys to the kingdom and whatever it is that you want to get to without having to put in any work or grind.
You might have to get robbed. I mean, you might have to be a victim. You know what I mean? Like, you might have to go through. You might have to take a chair up to the head. You might have to go through some stuff just to say, you know what, I went through that, but I'm here right now. And then you just talk about, man, I went through something, but I'm here now. You don't even dwell on what you went through.
Yeah. I'll
talk about that later, but you have to just when you get there, you can celebrate. You can breathe easy.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what everyone's been through. Some people have gone through worse than what you've gone through.
Yes, sir.
There's people out here sleeping on dirt floors. You up in the house with the heat and you complaining.
Just because people like they good on the outside don't mean that they not going through something and some struggle and some issues in their life on the inside.
Everyone's got to go through it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna finish it out with E.
Wow.
And what is your advice or suggestion to people on how to push through a situation you don't want to be in?
Well, I'm gonna say it like this, bro. You gotta want whatever it is as bad as you want to breathe, dude. Because I really can't give anybody set advice, because we operate different.
Yeah.
And what works for E might not work for Mike, and what works for Mike might not work for Taylor. So when it comes to that sensitive that sensitive subject about how to push through, like, you just gotta really want it. That's what it all comes down to. If you really want it. Like when I was in high, when you're young and you trying to get that chick, you getting the job, you getting fresh, you doing all these extras just to get it. And that carries over to everything else, man. And once you realize that, you'll be able to bear it, because when you want something bad enough, pushing through don't even. Here's an example, real quick, and I ain't gonna take up too much of y'all time. Y'all know I had a knee injury.
Yep, sir.
Right, last October 20th, my patella ruptured, and I was in the middle of me one wheeling. One wheeling is my thing.
Yep.
But guess what? Now this the second rupture. The first rupture took me almost a year to get right, but I didn't want it. But this time I wanted to ride. So guess what I did? I pushed through the pain. I pushed through everything. I'm in rehab going hard. I took it. And that's how you push through it. You got to be able to take it and think about, I've been riding 2 weeks now. I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I'm back like Eddie Kane without the dang. I'm back.
Beautiful.
So, that's how you push through, man. You just have to be determined and focused on that. That's how you push through, by being completely engulfed and focused on what it is that you're trying to go through. That's it, man.
Okay. Beautiful. I love both of y'all answers. I love both of y'all responses. E is absolutely right. What works for one person may not necessarily work for everybody, or vice versa. But that's a good reason why I like to give you guys 3 different perspectives up here, our 3 different opinions on, you know, what we think about the topic. So maybe one will work for you, maybe none will work for you. But ultimately, we just want to help to provoke thought, give you an idea outside of what's in your own head or what is in the circle of the people that you know, that you've gotten suggestions and opinions from, so that it can help you to make a better, more educated decision. But what he was saying really made me think of a quote that I've heard recently. I don't remember exactly how it went, but it was along the lines of, for certain people, it's not about having motivation. It's about having enough discipline to get you to where you want to go. Certain people don't need to be better motivated. You know, they have all the motivation in the world. They have the bills, they have the kids, they have the, you know, payments and stuff like that. But it's not about motivation. It's about
all
discipline.
Willpower, baby. It's all willpower.
Yep.
I mean, like, yo, do you got the will to not do certain things to get what you want, to push through? Like, most of us really don't. That's why most of us are employees, because we don't have the will. Like me running podcasts in the studio and having flying drones, like, that's how I eat. Like, yo, you and it's not easy, because it's I've had some months where I'm like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna eat.
Yeah.
Like, but to get to the bigger picture, you got to be willing to do that.
Yeah.
Without caring what anybody say or think about it. That's a big thing. Also, someone else's opinion can't matter.
Absolutely.
Under no circumstances, nobody else's opinion. When you trying to push through stuff and you trying to get to something, nobody else's opinion but yours should matter. And that's all I got to say about that. Like, bars.
All right. Well, real briefly, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we don't like to harp on particularly sad subjects. And it did happen a couple of weeks ago at this point. But I do want to give a quick salute to Razor Ramon, a.k.a. Scott Hall, who we lost at the age of, I believe it was 63. He dealt with some complications during a surgery. And he didn't wake up, and that was it.
The upper room.
But we all remember Scott Hall and Razor Ramon in his best days, as we know them, during his time in the WWE and WCW.
Rest in peace.
Participating in NWO, being honestly one of the founding members of that group.
Hey,
coming out with the toothpick in his mouth, and he was Razor Ramon.
He used to throw it at people.
He was the bad guy.
He used to throw it at people in the crowd, throw it at the camera.
Say good night to the bad guy.
Yeah, that
the
was
Razor's Edge, all that good stuff.
That was one of the best finishers of all. He throw you all up and then just slam you in the back of your head.
Yep.
He looked mad greasy though.
Yeah.
He was supposed to, because he was supposed to be like a knockoff wrestling version of like Tony Montana, Scarface. That's why he would always say he's the bad guy.
The bad guy.
And he had the greasy hair, slicked back, and he talked with that little accent like he was Spanish. Hey, Chico.
Had the S curl.
Hey, yo. So yeah, that was who his character was supposed to be based on.
Yes, salute to The Rock. The Rock said he looked up to him when he first came in. He got his swag from Razor Ramon. I think he put in a long. I've read an article, but I guess Rock put up on Instagram. Y'all can read it if y'all want to. I don't follow The Rock. He got enough followers, but he just basically said he looked at Razor Ramon and just said, "That's what I want to be. Like, I want to be my version of that." And if you look at Razor Ramon and you look at The Rock, it's pretty much a carbon copy of what Rock started to be after he stopped that Rock My V and stuff, whatever that was, and he got the swag. He said he got it from Scott Hall, so he gave him a good salute. I thought that was nice because he could have easily kept that to himself. Yeah, he said, "No, I bit off that man, and I owe that man a lot." So salute to
The Rock,
just for people
for just
giving
keeping
people,
it G,
keeping people being honest. Because a lot of people think they originals out here, but like, no, we've all took from somebody and then made it into our own. You know what I mean?
You might take a little bit something from here, a little something from that person and this person, and then turn it into your thing, and boom, it's a reinvention. Yeah. But like you said, it's important to pay homage as much as you can to the people that you get it from.
He said he told him though. He said it wasn't like some stuff he's just saying it now. He said as I was coming up, I told him like I respected him. You know what I mean? Because kind of when The Rock came in, they were kind of on their way out. But he said he made sure he told Scott like, "Yo, I got my stuff from you. It wasn't from my father or anybody else. I got it from you."
That's love.
And Razor Ramon was that nigga back in the day, boy. Them ladder matches. he was that dude, man. He was that boy, man.
Yes, sir.
just all that. I don't even want to say the word because people don't use it no more, but the swag, he had it, man. He was that bull back in the day, man. He was one of my favorites back in the day, man. That was my guy.
Nowadays, that's the drip. Back in the day, Razor Ramon had all the drip. he was that bull.
He had the razors on his trunks.
He did have the razors on his trunks.
Ooh, looking crazy with the sparks.
Speaking of WWE, WrestleMania is coming up pretty soon, as well as the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies.
Yep.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't give a salute to Triple H for calling it a career and hanging it up and announcing his retirement just a few days ago. Apparently, he had a really bad, I think it was back injury, or no, he had a heart thing.
Yeah, he had a heart surgery recently,
and he almost checked out.
Yeah,
but he's still in here. He's still with us, and he decided he's going to hang it up. He's going to call it a career.
Paul Levesque.
But yeah, Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Yeah. He had an amazing career. He inspired a lot of people. He was a lot of people's favorite wrestler.
He'll be fine. He's the heir to the throne.
Absolutely, he's in that McMahon family line, family chain.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Shane McMahon could have gave. I don't know who he gave it to, but it's pretty much Triple H's and his wife Stephanie. You know what I mean? So whenever this man's got to be in his mid 70s right now, so it's gonna be all him. And he's doing a talent coordinator. He's the one that started that next stuff. To bring NXT to bring those young guys up and kind of have their own league and then bring them to the WWF, so WWE. I'm sorry. So he's doing his thing with that band. I don't watch too much more like I used to, but he's come a long way from the Hellraiser.
Putting his Mac down. No. I'm sorry. The
Terrorizer. Hellraiser's a movie. I'm sorry. Terrorizer. Triple H. So yeah, salute to him. On his retirement. Even though when you retire, you don't really retire, but you ain't out there every night going through what they got to go through.
Yeah. So we're going to get into our second and final edition of Top 5 for this episode. It's going to be Top 5 movie bad guys / villains. So the guy that or is kind of supposed to be recognized as being the bad guy or the villain in the movie, whether you know it at the beginning or you don't know it to the end. And that's our top 5 list for this week.
Dedicated.
In honor of Razor Ramon, who was the bad guy.
He was the bad guy.
Yes, sir. So at number 5 on my list, I have a more recent bad guy. He was from The Dark Knight Rises, and that's Bane. He whooped Batman's... He put hands and feet on Batman.
Was he the one that ripped his mask off?
He did take his mask off.
Total disrespect.
In the original comics, he broke Batman's back.
Yeah, he did. Gave him that work.
But Bane was about that life, and that was not one of my more favorite Batman movies.
Hold up, we got Bane. We got Bane on the phone.
Oh, Bane's calling in.
Is it the Mexican Bane or the English Bane?
Mike and Taylor, I've been listening to you. And I'm on the toilet right now with my mask.
The one Bane didn't even talk in the one movie.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold you. I met this one boy once upon a time in my journeys who did the Bane voice like perfectly.
Wait,
it was crazy.
Who's imitating me? I don't know.
Shout out to my man Omar.
I gotta go. Bye.
All right, Bane, we'll catch you on the flip. It's number 4 on my list. He was a bad guy back in, I think it was a 90s movie or early 2000s. And his name in the movie was Peoples Hernandez.
Oh, I was just watching that.
The movie was Shaft.
Jeremy Wright.
Yeah.
This is Egyptian.
I think it's Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. Yeah. That's a good acting job from a black man to a Hispanic. That was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That might be a world record. I don't think that. He's light skinned. Can you give a bad? Because the accent was kind of crazy. But
can you give us a Spanish accent?
It wasn't a great Spanish, but it was believable because he was like a prick in the movie. It was hilarious.
Cinco familia.
We have
5 family.
We have Hollywood in the house.
5 brother.
Hollywood.
One law.
He actually stole the movie because the movie wasn't really that good, but he stole the movie and then of course busted around. But he was crazy, man.
And there were actually multiple bad guys in that movie because Christian Bale kind of played a bad guy as Walter.
He was terrible.
Walter Wade,
but Jeffrey Wright was.
But Peoples Hernandez.
That conversation in the restaurant. I like you. I respect you. You want to come F with me?
That's why you want to fuck me.
And he said, I don't like you.
So
Puto, why you flinch?
if I see you somewhere I don't think you belong, I'll kill you.
It was crazy, man. Just the way he was talking the movie.
Oh, man.
We heard you're not even a cop no more.
So you think that makes me less dangerous or more dangerous? Oh, man.
Peoples Hernandez was crazy.
Peoples Hernandez. And shout out to my man Brandon because he actually, I think, interviewed him and might know him. And he brought that up.
He's a good actor.
To him.
He's a good
that
actor.
particular role. Yeah, and
I think that's the first thing I saw him in.
He's had many good roles since then. I remember his role in Boardwalk Empire.
Oh yeah. He was in a movie called Syriana with George Clooney. He was good in that too. Mm-hmm. And he's in a movie with Denzel Washington. Remember he was in The Manchurian Candidate, the remake. He was in
Never
that.
saw it.
He played like the crazy guy up in the house that was going through some stuff. Yeah, he's been in a bunch of movies, man.
Okay. Cool.
Peoples Hernandez is classic.
All right, so number 3 on my list, I'm gonna take it to another movie that's a pretty much a classic to anybody and everybody who's seen it, and that's Neil McCauley from the movie Heat. He was played by Robert De Niro.
Definitely one of my favorite bad guys.
Where's Wayne Grove?
And it was crazy because by the end of the movie, you might mess around and be cheering for Neil. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the good guy, but Neil was putting in that work. Neil had a crew. He was the voice of the crew. He was the leader. And like Taylor said, he was looking for Wayne Grove, and that ended up being his downfall.
That was a scratch. He couldn't just let it go.
Yeah, he couldn't just let it go.
He could have rolled off into the sunset. Yep. I'd have been cheering, but you know what I mean?
Grove.
He had to go to that hotel and give him that work, man, because he messed up, man. He basically got them on the map because they were just putting in work.
Wayne Grove put them on the radar,
and they was in the win. But once he did what he did, that was it, man. And Wayne Grove got up out that parking lot real fast on the ground.
Wayne Grove disappeared.
Just disappeared. I was like, how you on the ground with your foot on his chest? And next thing you know, he was going like, where did he go? Did he go up underneath somebody's car and was hanging on the tailpipes? Like, where did he go?
In the midst of the semis,
the cops drove by. It was only like 10 seconds. He was gone.
He was gone.
Did you ever listen to that movie in surround sound?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Like
I've never seen it in surround sound, but I'd love to because that gunfight.
Yeah, when they robbed that bank, it's like, listen. That's the real deal, Holyfield. I just hate when this man's got shot in the neck, was looking all crazy. Oh
yeah.
When during the robbery.
You talking about the driver, right?
No, his what's his name, partner. When he got shot in the neck and he was on the street right after they robbed the bank.
Oh, you talking about the boy that got them caught, Michael Sharito?
He was the cop. He was
a cop.
Oh yeah, the cop. Yeah, he caught the first one.
The cop boy. Yeah, he caught that word.
Mad
I think his name was Bosco or something like that in the movie. Ted Levin. Yeah, he got that work.
He caught that business.
He was the first cop to get the. Well, I think he might have been the only one, but he caught that work early.
Yeah.
He got it early.
I said, oh, this is real. When I watched, I said, oh, they got cops going down. This is a real movie. It's a classic movie, man.
So number 2 on my list is the same bad guy, same character, but it's from 2 different movies. So it's going to be the Joker, but it's not just the Joker from The Dark Knight. I also really, really enjoyed the Joker from Suicide Squad. Although I didn't like Suicide Squad as a movie, I liked what Jared Leto did with that role.
Oh, Jared Leto, yeah.
He did a great job.
Killed Common, blew his brains out.
No,
that
terrible.
Was dirty. Yeah, that movie. I thought the movie wasn't that bad. A lot of people, it got bad review. I actually thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Suicide Squad
but he was. I mean, he wasn't in it that much though. They gassed up like he was going to be in the whole movie. He was only in like 4 scenes, but he was all right. Yeah, I can see that. Another Joker.
But salute to Jared Leto and R.I.P. to my man that played it in The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger.
Oh, he's up in that room with the powder.
Yeah. He was up in there playing games with that.
Yeah, but he had the powder.
I thought they said he committed suicide.
No, he had. Or was it committed? I don't know. I know he was up in the room with some powder. Heath Ledger.
I know he had something drug related going on in the room. I don't know if ultimately that resulted in his ODing or, like you said, he got himself up out of there. But rest in peace to him either way. And that brings me to the number 1 guy on my list. You didn't really know he was the bad guy until the end of the movie. But it's going to be the one and only Verbal Kent, a.k.a. Kaiser Soze from The Usual Suspects.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Spacey
Played everybody the whole movie.
played me.
Especially the Agent Kuyan.
Agent Kuyan.
Was just reading all stuff that was going on the walls of the room he was in, making up stories, but made it sound real.
That was so dirty, man. How would you like? That was dirty.
And my man realized that at the end, he started looking around like, "Wait,
I just got finessed by a person I thought was mentally challenged. Like, what the hell?
Got juice.
Thought
he was weak, and in the end, he was the big boss.
Walked out straight and was out, and then when he came outside, all he saw was the pistol smoke. That was it. Bad guy gets away.
Yeah,
that's a really good ending of the movie. Yeah, that's a classic movie.
All right, Taylor. So I'll move it over to you and see what you got for your top 5 movie bad guys.
All right. The only reason why this person made number 5, he was only in the movie for about 10 seconds. But it was so chilling when seeing it as a child. I'm gonna go to Mental Society. Sam Jackson, my brother. Are you all right, man? Just blew my man to use all 6 of the bullets in the 22. I mean, the man didn't pay you his money. That was crazy, man. Sam, I don't even know what his name was in the movie, but that's a bad guy move. And then kept playing cards.
Now that you done been out the pen for a couple months, don't you think it's about time you pay me my money? No, the best part was, who do you think you is? Ron O'Neal or somebody?
Salute to Terrence Howard in that scene. You should have saw his face. He knew what it was. He said, "Oh,
wait, Terrence Howard was in that?"
Terrence Howard and A.J. Johnson.
Yeah, I know A.J. Johnson was. What was Terrence Howard playing?
Remember, it's 4 guys. Terrence Howard was the other guy. Wow. The guy that got shot, I don't know who the guy that got shot. I don't know who he was, but Terrence Howard was in the movie. But you really, remember, you can't see it because it's red. It's like a red background. That's why it made like that scene like so crazy. So Sam Jackson, I mean, even though he's on this, that was terrible. His father shot the man and kept playing.
Never got the money back.
And never got the money back, but he got himself a body. Lord Jesus, that was crazy, man.
we not clapping for the body, but we just clapping for the bad guy.
Number 4. I never liked any of these movies, but there's a bunch of them. But the one movie I remember, this guy came in and killed somebody in the ring, Ivan Drago. Ooh. I never liked those movies until I saw that movie. I said, now I got to go back now.
If he dies,
he dies. That was some dirty stuff, man. Doing a fake match, you gonna kill somebody?
Exhibition.
That was crazy, man.
This is supposed to be an exhibition.
That was crazy, man. Yeah, but that's a bad guy move, man.
Apollo died for the country.
Yeah.
They ain't give him nothing.
No, Apollo died for himself.
But he was doing too much, though, man. He was dancing. He was
Apollo was doing the most.
Yeah, he was cooning, man. And I'm actually kind of glad he got that work, but that was crazy, though, man. That was
that's terrible.
Oh my God,
he had
man.
James Brown performing during his intro.
Yeah.
He was doing the most.
James Brown said, "Did that check clear? Because I got to go get me some coke." You know what I mean? Did it clear? Because that dead. You know
Pay me my money ahead of time.
That was back in the 80s, so you had to wait for them checks. Number 3,
doing the most.
I gotta take from Mikey, man. I gotta take from. I'm gonna take the actor, but I'm gonna go to a different movie. I'm gonna take Robert De Niro as Max Cady in Cape Fear. Man, that was crazy, man.
Never seen that one.
Oh man, he was diabolical. First of all, this movie came out maybe a year after Goodfellas, so for him to change from Jimmy Conway to Max Cady with tattoos and a Southern accent, that's like some superb acting right there. He was stalking the lawyer that got him locked up, and it was crazy. And the craziest part was when he put his fingers in that man's daughter's wife. I mean daughter's mouth. What type of freak stuff was that, man? Yeah, acting like he's a teacher.
Somebody's mouth.
Yes, he was stalking this man. It was crazy, man. Like, it was like creepy. He only killed maybe like 2 people in the movie, but he was like extra creepy. He was always where Nick Nolte was at, man. It's a crazy movie. And of course, at the end, he gets up in the house and puts in that work. You know what I mean? But Max Cady and Cape Fear, that was crazy, man. That's a really, really, really just a crazy, but you're laughing at the movie because Rob De Niro just played the hell out of that movie. They tried to jump him in the alley. It didn't work. They had chains and baseball bats and a lead pipe, and my man still won the fight.
So he wasn't going for that.
Counselor. Oh, it was crazy. Yeah, but Cape Fear, that's a good movie. That's a good villain right there. He was changing his persona the whole movie. He's going from Max Cady to someone else to acting like this person. He had like these split personalities. It was crazy. Like he must have had about 8 personalities in that movie. You know what I mean? Like when he was talking to Nick Nolte's daughter, he was acting like her teacher. He's acting like a really nice guy. Then he goes to the airport and he has a broke arm. It was crazy, man. But it was a good movie, man. But yeah, Max Cady, Rob De Niro, that was a crazy sinister.
Okay, cool.
Number 2, I mean, I can't leave Michael Myers off the list. I mean, come on, man. A white man with a damn white mask. A damn butcher knife, just chopping up, chopping white people up, chopping kids. He don't care who you are. If you're in his way, you're getting that smoke. Man.
Anybody can get it.
He's not running you. He's not chasing after you.
He's not even running fast.
He's not running at all. He's just walking. Oh, okay, you gonna walk that way? I'm gonna go this way, and I'm gonna end up where you at, and I'm gonna slice your throat. Or I'm gonna pick you up by your head and crush your skull. Or I'm going to squeeze your eyeball. Whatever way you want to get it, I'm going to break your neck. Whatever you you can get it any kind of way. I'm going to step on your head. I'm going to burn you. I'm going to hit you in the face with an axe. Whatever way you're going to die, I'm going to kill you.
You're going to die.
I'm going to drown you. He's killed everybody every kind of way in every kind of movie. So that's the ultimate bad guy. My goodness. Michael Myers at number 2. Lord have mercy. Myers. What is wrong with him? With that blue dicky jumpsuit, man. What's wrong with it? Always taking somebody's clothes? How you know it fit?
Michael Myers might originally be from Philly with that dicky suit.
Yeah, what if you kill somebody, he's like a 32 long? Oh, man, I'm a 48. Now I got to kill somebody else at a mechanic. Damn, man. Michael Myers is just crazy, man. But my number 1, one of my all-time favorite movies of all time, we're going to take it to the streets of Brazil. We're going to put some respect on Lil Dice from
City of God.
City of God.
I thought you was going to say Lil Z.
No, not Lil Z. Well, Lil Z and Lil Dice, they're the same person, but it was...
Okay.
Lord have mercy, man. I mean, he was killing people when he was like 6 years old, man, at the hotel.
That was a young boy that killed everybody in that hotel.
That was crazy.
And robbed them.
And this man was a bad dude. He killed Benny. That was his friend.
Yeah, that was his man.
His going away party. How you gonna kill your friend? That's just like me and you having a party. Yeah, I'm going off to whatever, you know what I mean? And I love you, man. And you gonna kill him. That was a mean person, man. Just a mean dude, man. Every time I watch him, this dude's a son of a bitch, man.
That was like Mitch killing. That was like Rico killing Mitch.
It was worse than that.
That was like.
They met each other in jail. They grew up together as little kids, man.
Yeah.
And pulling capers and all that stuff. And then he got a little jealous when he was getting all that shine. You know what I mean? Because Benny had the fresh fro. You know what I mean? He had brand new flip flops. You know what I mean? Benny
that's like Tony killing Manolo. Like
damn near is like that. You know what I mean? It was crazy.
That was bad, man.
And killed Benny, man. I said, oh, this dude's a bad dude. That was halfway through the movie.
And everybody loved Benny. He was that boy.
Benny was that boy. He was mad he wasn't getting that shine. So Lil Dice, Lil Z, whatever you want to call him, that's a bad dude, man.
Yeah, man.
On the streets of Brazil. Lord have mercy. He's the one bad guy.
Up in the favelas.
I'll take him over Tommy DeVito, a Nicky Santos. He's a bad person. He was killing everybody, man.
Now
killing little kids.
What's up, E?
I didn't have 5, but he mentioned my top.
Who's that?
Nicky Santoro.
Nicky Santoro. Nicky Santoro would always get home in the morning and make pancakes for his son.
Yo,
Nicky Jr.
Nicky boy.
Nicky was good until he got on the coke.
Yeah, once he got on that powder.
He got on that powder, but Nicky was my dude. Hey, what do you think about me moving out here? Like, yo, Nicky was $100 to whoever hits the plane.
It's funny because that part that you just said, what do you think about me moving out here?
He already knew he was coming.
He literally asked him. But then later in the movie, Ace says he asked him. He said, I asked you. When did I ask you?
And then Ace did the same thing I would do. You didn't? I'm not arguing with you.
Yo, yeah.
I do the same. I'm not arguing with you. Yeah, that's me. I would like, I'm not arguing with you. I know the truth. I don't need nobody to prove. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
But they gave Nicky the business at the end with him and his brother with the bat.
With them bats.
Dominic! Frankie, let him know. He's still breathing. Frankie. You guys got no balls, man. No balls. You got no balls. That was the best part of the movie. I'm sorry.
Frankie,
got
he's still breathing.
Frankie was maybe Frankie should be number one. That was cold shit.
That was his friend. Frankie was his man. That was
his homie.
Frankie was his muscle the whole movie.
Hold up. Let's honorable mention Lester Diamond.
Lester Diamond was a great guy. He was a good guy to me.
Lester Diamond he's the bad good guy.
No, he's a good guy. I didn't see that man was nothing but love. He gave that girl a place to stay and told her go on out and chase your dreams, girl. I'm gonna be right here waiting for you.
Look, she was bringing them $6,000 a night.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great guy right there, man. He had her working for him. Lester Diamond was
the greatest bad guy.
Yeah, that's the best.
Chasing a couple of dinners for a couple bucks.
Wait just a minute. I appreciate you bringing up Lester Diamond, E, because you just reminded me of somebody that was on my list. I forgot about.
Who?
Bane took their spot, but I gotta shout them out and give him an honorable mention too.
Who?
He's from a 70s movie. It was called Truck Turner. My man played Harvard Blue.
Oh yeah,
he was a small time pimp.
He's a pimp too.
And he was at Truck Turner just for
Yafi Kodo.
For information. He was played by what's my man name? Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes was Truck Turner.
So you know what kind of movie it was?
Yeah, it was a black exploitation film, but it's probably one of the better ones.
Yeah, but the boy Harvard Blue.
Didn't he blow
ruthless.
Didn't he blow up that? He blew up the something, and the boy was up in there. He blew up some type of someplace, and somebody was up in there. He killed him. He was a bad pimp, man.
Well, I know he shot that man through the door.
Yeah, he definitely did. Yeah.
My man's partner, he went to the place, and as soon as my man touched the door, they blew that door off the hinges. Whew. But yeah, Harvard Blue was his name in the movie, and I got to give a shout out to him because he did his thing as a bad guy. He recently
passed away, or maybe it was last year. Yafi Kodo, he lived to be about 80 years old. Man, salute to Yafi Kodo. Yeah,
okay,
he was a bad dude.
All right.
Jesus.
So real quick, we're just going to get into what we've been listening to let you guys know what's going on our airwaves as far as the music. 3 albums I've been listening to. I've been trying to get into a little bit of Benny the Butcher, so that Tana Talk 4 got on my list. Bodie James has been putting out some pretty solid projects lately, so I got Bo Jackson. And then, of course, y'all know me. Y'all know I love Currency the Hot Spitter, so I got to put Continuance on my list. And that's going to do it for what I've been listening to. Taylor, what's up with you?
What have I been listening? I'm still listening to well, if you're gonna go with Benny the Butcher, I'll go with
West Side.
West Side Project. Well, now I mean, you know what? I'll switch it because the third one is going to be. I'll go to Conway's project.
Okay, Conway the Machine.
What's it called? God Don't Make Mistakes. It's pretty, very, very solid. We've been waiting for this for years right now, but he finally put it out.
Yeah.
So salute to Conway the Machine. He had a lot of people from Philly on there. He got Beanie on there. He had Wallow talking. He had that fine ass Jill Scott on there. She was up on there rapping, spitting bars. You know what I mean? It's good little project. Yeah.
I love me some Jill Scott.
Man, listen, man.
You know what?
Remember I was talking earlier? She can get the same way. It was a little explicit, but she can get it too.
Listen,
we had a little pre-show conversation about a couple of the follows on IG, and Taylor had some explicit comments about these women.
Hold up. I just got to get this out.
We can flip her upside down.
I got to get this out. I've always wanted to be the dude in the sandwich between Jill Scott and what's her name? That's from Jersey.
Who?
The other big girl.
You talking about Marsha Ambrosius?
No. From Jersey.
Who's from Jersey?
God, I just had her at the top
Queen
of my
Latifah?
damn head. Oh my gosh. I really brain farted. It's that marijuana. Jill Scott and damn, it just hit. I lost it that quick.
Wendy Williams? She's from Jersey?
Wendy Williams.
Queen Latifah?
Well, you said
she's
Jersey.
a singer.
Oh, she's a singer from Jersey?
Yeah. Everybody be thinking she from here. And she used to sing "I Bust the Window Out Your Car."
Oh, Jasmine Sullivan.
Jasmine Sullivan.
She's from Philly too.
Jasmine's from Philly.
I thought she was from Jersey.
No,
she's from Philly.
I think she went to Strawberry Mansion and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, she's from Philly. She's a good looking girl. Yeah,
Jazzy got a voice.
She actually lost some weight though.
Jasmine
so she's not
and
thick
Jill.
Shout out to Jasmine and shout out to Jill Scott.
I'd like to be the jam between Jasmine and Jill.
All right.
Both of them. You know, I'm a breast man.
I saw her.
Oh my God, I don't want to disrespect these women because I love them.
Can I snitch on myself?
Go ahead, Taylor.
I saw Jasmine Sullivan at the Target. This was years ago, up on the boulevard, and I was following.
You were scheming?
Yeah, I was following.
If y'all see Taylor out in the streets, man, just keep in mind Taylor is with that creep stuff.
I said, dang, she looked familiar. This was maybe 10 years ago when she like first started. And I was like, man.
Yeah.
Taylor might follow you through the aisles.
And them lips. She got them sexy lips.
Good looking girl. Yeah,
Don't be alarmed, though. He's not violent. He won't put hands on you.
I was on that pervert. I was looking.
He'll just watch from a distance.
Looking through the clothes and all that. Looking through the aisles. I was looking. I didn't buy. I don't even think I even bought anything. I was just
in there.
Whatever I was supposed to buy, I didn't get bought. I was looking.
Just forgot about that.
It was definitely her though. And the reason why I knew because I was with the girl and she pointed her out. So that makes it even worse. All right, we're gonna continue past this.
Okay. You got anything else you want to add that you've been listening to?
Yo, the Silk Sonic joint is hard, yo.
Ooh,
Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak.
Anderson .Paak, yeah.
Yo, that joint is hard, yo. I was listening to it during the holidays, and I started listening to it again. They got a song called After Last Night. Yo, that song is hard with Bootsy Collins on it, too. Beautiful, man. You know me, I'm an R&B dude back in the day.
I love musicians, man, and I love bands.
Really good. Now, and I was hating on Bruno Mars earlier, years ago, but I liked it. I liked their little collaboration and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So really good music, and the songs aren't long and drawn. It's only like 10 or 11 songs, but they get right to the point, and they got like the vocals from back in the 70s and the 80s. You know what I mean? So it's a really good project. The Silk Sonic, and they let their band do their thing too, man. So that's a really solid project, and I like how they was letting Bootsy Collins introduce the songs and be on some of the songs. You know what I mean? Because we got to give the people from back in the day give them their props. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So he's on a lot of the couple of the songs. Yeah, but that's a good project. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take it back in the day because I listen to stuff now, a little bit of R&B, and I'm gonna go all the way back to 2016. I had to dust up this. I had to find it. Had to dust it up. Had to find it. Don't Get Scared Now. Conway the Machine and West Side Gun.
Okay.
S.L.E.E.P. Lord Jesus, hard. I found it.
I had to take it back.
I think what happened was they put it out and then they took it off and they put it back, and I think it's only on a couple places. Definitely not on Spotify, but that's one of the hardest. It's hard. I heard single songs of it, but I didn't know what project it was on. I finally found a project maybe a couple months ago. Yeah. I've been listening to it ever since, man. Don't Get Scared Now. They got joints with Mac Hami, and they got a joint at the end with it's right before Prodigy passed away. This is 2016, and this is kind of like the beginning of them coming up right now. So a lot of those stuff that they was doing that they did back in the day is kind of reappearing on social media or on YouTube. So Don't Get Scared Now. That shit was hard. I don't care what no one say. One of the hardest, it's not even a mixtape. It's like a LP or EP or something. Maybe EP. It's only like 6 songs, but it's hard as hell. And they spitting bars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid.
My shooter sniffs the coast with the Ajax.
Oh, no. With
hard.
the Ajax.
Whew. Yeah.
Whew. That's that cut.
That's all I can say. Everything else is curse words. I don't want to put E to work. It's crazy.
All right, bet. Well, getting out of what we've been listening to, we're going to finish up this week's episode with a little something special for y'all. We're going to give you an edition of T's Thoughts and an edition of Mike's Minutes. So I'm going to let T kick it off and go first and tell you what's on his mind.
Only thing I got to talk about is it's just something I've noticed from a lot of people right now over the past couple of years. We got a lot of people out here. It's kind of goes what we talked about earlier. People being victims out here, man. Like I remember back in the day when you were a victim, you didn't want to tell nobody that you got victimized. But now we got people out here being victims, and they like telling people, "Yeah, I got We don't care. We don't care that you've been victimized."
That's the people with the social media posts.
I'm not talking about like if you got
with no explanation of what's going on.
I'm not talking about like serious victim. I'm just talking about like if somebody bumped you in the club and come on, man, or somebody stepped on you. No one cares, man. No one cares. Or you got to do a little 2-month stink because you didn't pay a bill. You got to pay a bill or something like that. That somebody cut your stuff off. Don't be crying. Don't be no victim. Stop being a victim. Everyone out here has got to take that L, but stop broadcasting that stuff out here like someone victimized you, or someone's doing, or someone's waking up and say, "I want to do this to you." It doesn't work like that. You didn't do what you were supposed to do, and now you got to suffer the consequences. That's what it is out here. But stop with all this. People are victims out here. This is crazy. I've never seen some people. The world's going soft. People are soft out here, man. Oh, this person did this to me. This person stole this from me. This person ain't nobody steal nothing from you, sir. Maybe you sweet. Maybe you soft. Or maybe you can get it taken from. You know what I mean? But I'm tired of people out here being victims, man. It's crazy, man. Like it's sad, man. Like I remember back in the day, you took pride in, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, I reached the other side. Yeah, something happened, but now I'm here right now. So it's kind of what we were talking about earlier. But people out here just being victims and crying. That's corny, man. I don't like that. Who did I saw? I saw somebody, Kanye West. He's a victim now. How dare you? Let that white boy take your girl. And now you a victim. No, you're not a victim. Get out of here, man. There's a lot of victims out here. People out here just crying, and you're not a victim, sir.
Apparently, like Taylor said, she was just there to be taken.
She was just there to be taken, sir. You know what I mean? Because they got divorced over a year ago. Why are we hearing about this now? We don't care, brother. We don't give a damn. We don't care about you. I saw somebody else online. They was crying. Oh, the game. He's crying. I didn't get a chance to be on the stage during the Super Bowl. You're not prime time, sir. He's a victim now.
Think of the people that was on that stage, and why was you supposed to be amongst them?
You don't match up there, sir. It's Dr. Dre, it's Eminem, it's 50 Cent, it's Mary J. Blige, it's Kendrick Lamar. You don't fit up there, sir. You don't have no hits. Why are you crying? Stop crying, man. We got two people out here crying. People with money crying. I should be crying, but I'm not. I don't cry. Yeah, stop. I don't like the victims like that. That's corny. People out here are really going through stuff out here right now, and they trying to. You can't say you have mental health. It's got to be a diagnostic toward the mental health. What are you being diagnosed? You just can't say, I got mental health. Just like saying, my arm hurt. Is your arm broken? Oh no, it just hurts. Get out of here, man. Go to the damn doctor and get diagnosed. Man. Yeah, I mean, go and say it might be a sprain. Stop. I'm tired of people being victims out here. It's getting sad, man.
And like Taylor said, there's real victims out here. Yes. That's not the people that we're talking about. People that actually went through something real trauma, real bad experiences. We're not talking about you. We're talking about people who go through light stuff and try to paint it like it's heavy.
Like it's heavy, man. It's not
like it's serious.
Yeah, like come on, man, knock it off, man. Like there's people out here. I know you suffer losses, and then it's crazy. But I'm just talking about these petty victims. I dropped my cell phone in the water. You got the insurance, don't you?
Gotta go pay that money and get that new phone.
I lost the ear pod. So what? We don't care. We don't care. Oh, I gained 15 pounds. Man. Get your in the gym. Like all these things are easy. You can fix them.
Yeah.
Stop with the victim stuff. I don't like. I caught a cold. wear a jacket and a hat, Negro. Come on, man. I got coronavirus for the third time. Well, maybe you need to stop hanging around with people. Maybe you need to stay in the house. I mean, these are fixable things. These things are fixable. Stop being victims of stuff you can fix. Please, this is getting sad. Ben Simmons, he's a victim. How are you victim?
Yeah.
Knock it off, man. Stop with all these people being victims. The people that being a victim is being cool right now. It's not cool. That's really corny.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, for my message this week, I'm just going to speak about something that honestly kind of plays well right now because it comes out of some things that we spoke about in the common sense space. It comes a little bit out of what Taylor just said. But I'm going to tell you something you should already know. And I may have said something like this before, but life ain't all sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes it's going to kick you in the stones and you're going to go down hard. But because you fall down, don't mean you got to stay down. If you can look up, one way or another, you can get up, walk it off, and get back in the game. As long as you have breath in your lungs and life in your body, you owe it to yourself to keep fighting, keep grinding, and press forward to wherever it is you're trying to get. So get to it and do yourself a favor. When you get to the other side of the storm, appreciate it, celebrate just a little bit. There's enough negativity out here as it is. So carry that positivity with you to help balance it out. Feel me? I hope y'all pick up what I'm putting down. But either way, that's a wrap for this week's episode. We appreciate y'all getting back with us, checking us out. If you know other people that was listening that aren't aware that we're back, let them know. Tell a friend to tell two friends. Sleep is back. If you're tired of your regular sports shows, we got sleep for you. So check us out. Twitter and IG at Sleep is for you. S.L.E.E.P.I.S. the number 4 Y-O-U. I announced all of our streaming services earlier, but it's really best to just deal with Spotify, TuneIn Radio, and Podbean right now until I get the other ones ironed out, because we are technically on iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts, but they're having some technical issues with getting us back up, so we're trying to work that out. Be on the lookout for the website, sleepersforyou.com. Be on the lookout for us next week because we'll be back at you with another episode on the weekly, just like we was before. We love our fans. We appreciate the love. Watch out for YouTube as well because we're going to have some video footage coming to y'all. And tell anything else you want to say to the people?
Nah, man. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll be around. More often. We here. So
absolutely, we back. We here. We making it happen.
Back, baby, I'm back.
We back in the kitchen, chefing it up, baking the donuts, as E would say. And we back to work.
Hot light.
Water.